Mr. Speaker, I really enjoyed our visits to those markets because, Mr. Speaker, I realized that sitting here in the Senate without going to Mashinani to interact with the people, with the stakeholders, you don't get a feel of what our Senate should be doing or performing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we got very warm receptions wherever we went, and we made people to realize what the Senate does. A lot of people don't realize the role of the Senate, and when we went there and explained and talked to the Wananchi were very, very receptive, and they gave us a lot of information which was very useful to us in writing the reports which have come out here. And I would want to second and urge members to debate our report objectively and come out with further recommendations or support the recommendations which we have made, Mr. Speaker, in these reports in Bungoma and in the markets in Vihiga constituency, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to second.
I do think that you must have meant Vihiga County and not constituency. Now, Honorable Senators, I now propose the question that the Senate adopts reports of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on its inquiry into the state of markets in Vihiga and Bungoma counties arising from statements sought by Senator Godfrey Osotsi, MP, and Senator David Wafula Wakoli, MP, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 1st of October, 2024. Now, honorable members, the motion is now available for debate by members. I see Senator Wambua has requested to speak to it, and I will allow you to proceed to comment on the motion.
I thank you, the Speaker. The Speaker, I will share the time that I have with my colleague, Senator Mugeni. So, first of all, the Speaker, is to thank the committee for making those visits to Bungoma and Vihiga, Mr. Speaker, to see what is happening, especially on our markets in those two counties. The Speaker, I would have wanted to listen to something that they did not capture. And perhaps this is my way of enriching that report. The Speaker, the fourth schedule of our Constitution, Part 2, lists markets as the development of markets, the regulation of markets as a devolved function. The Speaker, in this administration, we have seen an increase in cases where the national government is overreaching and taking up devolved functions, especially in the area of markets. The Speaker, that overreach, and especially in markets, has been so controversial that we have seen Kenyans have been treated to scenes of leaders physically fighting over who should carry out that function. The Speaker, I stand to remind the committee that if the national government has an interest and an appetite for development of markets in the county, Mr. Speaker, the provisions of Article 187 of our Constitution are very clear that if you are transferring a function from one level of government to the other level of government, then two things must happen. One, there must be an agreement between the two levels of government in writing with the Speaker. And secondly, that the monies that had been set aside for that function in that level of government should move to the next level, but responsibility remains with the original level of government. The Speaker, I would have wanted to hear from the committee telling us the markets that have been developed, especially by the Ministry of Housing, under the Economic Stimulus Program, how many of those markets have followed the provisions of 187 of the Constitution? And in the absence of that, Mr. Speaker, is somebody at the national government liable for an offense of misuse or misallocation of public resources? Mr. Speaker, I am not opposed to the development of markets in any corner of the country, but Mr. Speaker, it must be clear to the national government that markets are a devolved function, and if they want to undertake those functions, Mr. Speaker, then they should invoke the provisions of 187. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, that the national government must never forget that under Part 1 of the fourth schedule, they have a responsibility to build capacity and provide technical assistance to the counties. Mr. Speaker, perhaps building capacity and providing technical assistance does not open any avenues for exchange of any funds. But Mr. Speaker, it is a responsibility assigned to the national government by the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I support the report.
Senator Okongo Mogeni. Use the mic next to you. That one is already on.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also want to thank the Committee for Devolution for the visitation they did to the county of Bungoma. How I wish, Mr. Speaker, that this committee had also diverted a bit to my county of Nyamira in Nyansiongo. Mr. Speaker, the government at times puts us in a lot of difficulty, Mr. Speaker. If you read the Constitution in black and white, markets is a devolved functions of our counties. But at times, Mr. Speaker, national government takes over, makes promises, Mr. Speaker, but never delivers. Mr. Speaker, you are my neighbor from the county of Bomet. In March 2023, the president was at Nyansiongo Market, Mr. Speaker. He made promises to the people of Nyansiongo, Mr. Speaker, and said he is going to ensure that Nyansiongo Market will be completed. He promised that within a month, Cabro will be fixed in that market. He said within a month, water will be connected to that market. He said within 1 month, electricity will be connected. Mr. Speaker, if you follow news, 3 weeks ago, we lost 8 lives, Mr. Speaker, because the traders were selling their merchandise along the road, because that market has not been completed, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I thought that will even provoke the government to take urgent steps, Mr. Speaker, to complete that market. You know, Mr. Speaker, how do people take us, Mr. Speaker, when we as leaders at that level, you come, you make promises to people, Mr. Speaker, you don't fulfill those promises. 8 lives are lost in one accident. 8, Mr. Speaker. And we don't get any response from the government. Mr. Speaker, we were in this house. The record can bear me witness. CS Chirichir, CS Roads was in this house. Mr. Speaker, when I drew his attention to that accident, he said, I'm going to act. And I'll erect bumps along that stretch, down from Sotik, and the other one that comes from the Keroka side. As we speak today, Mr. Speaker, The people of Nyansiongo have not seen any intervention from the CS roads. How do the people look at their government, Mr. Speaker? If we can make promises in the August House, Mr. Speaker, that is...
Senator Okongo Mogeni, the time is up. I know they've been listening and they'll act accordingly. I believe so. But then for purposes of your continuation of comments on this motion, you will have 17 minutes when the House resumes to conclude on your comments to the motion. Now, Honorable Senators, it's now 6:30 p.m., time to adjourn the Senate. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until tomorrow, Thursday, 31st of July, 2025 at 2:30 p.m.